So, for the first question, the one about the inherency of the Bible, I said that it's correct in a sense because it may not be historically correct, but it's correct in my view of faith. And it helps me. The Bible's intended purpose, in my eyes, is for our faith to grow, and it's how the Bible shows what lessons we can do to grow in our faith. And I think that it's correct in that sense because it does all of that stuff for me because I believe in it. Number two, how do you explain the authorship or inspiration of the Bible? Well, the Bible has multiple. Now I'm going to ask you a series of questions here. All right. Just give it your best shot. You might not know them all, but so what do you believe about the inherency of the Bible?
I believe it's somewhat true and somewhat correct. It's not historically correct, but it helps us get a base of what's going on at that time.
Okay. How do you explain the authorship or inspiration of the Bible? In another way, how do you explain kind of who wrote the Bible and what their intended purpose?
Well, first-hand experience of
Just give it your best shot. Who do you think wrote the Bible, Kyle?
the disciples and those who were
And
involved
when people say who's the divine author, he might not be the physical author of the Bible. Who would be the divine author of the Bible?
I don't really know. I think God would probably be the divine author.
Okay, good, good. Do you believe the Bible has authority for our time?
I think it somewhat does, yeah.
Okay. Why?
Um,
No big deal if you don't have any specific reasons. I mean, it's okay. We can just move on.
yeah.
Number four. What ways do you think that God kind of reveals Himself to us humans?
Through the miracles that he has his disciples do throughout the Bible.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Kyle.
Jesus, that was hard.
Hey, this is Joe. I'm gonna interview him. So, Joe, what do you believe about the inherency of the Bible? So, in other words, do you think the Bible is correct?
Um, well, I I believe in God, and I do. I'm gonna say yes. I do
Okay.
believe it's
So you
correct.
think it's historically correct or faithfully correct?
Historically.
Oh, okay. How do you explain the authorship or inspiration of the Bible? In other words, kind of who?
Very complex.
Okay, no, like who wrote the
Who
Bible?
wrote it?
Like,
I
in
think
other
that's up to the reader, actually.
Oh, so you just
But whatever he said works too.
okay. Well, the Gospels, I don't know.
Yeah, that works.
All right. Well,
God wrote it.
yeah, God's the divine author, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you believe the Bible has authority for our time?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And on who?
Everybody that's walking on it
That believes in it?
and believes in
Okay.
it. Yeah.
What ways do you think that God continues to reveal Himself to humans?
Small things every day. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
we all have our own like personal little to that.
All right.
But the okay, in all seriousness, the adherency of the Bible.
Is it correct?
Yes. In general, I believe that it's correct. Although I guess I have my own certain set of beliefs that might differ from like the churches. But yes, overall, in general, I do believe.
So you think faithfully it's correct?
Yeah, I do
Maybe
think
not
faith-
historically, or
Yes, I think that not everything that is said in the Bible legitimately happened. And even though the Bible is like easier to interpret if you do take it all for historically accurate, I do think, and this is my personal belief, that some things are like metaphors.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but
No, for sure. I agree
that's my
there.
belief.
How do you explain the authorship or inspiration of the Bible?
Yeah, I believe that if you contributed to the Bible and it's accepted by the church, and even though um, some churches accept different parts and other churches don't, I believe that I guess the non-controversial portions of the Bible were divinely inspired and written by those who really did feel I guess, a calling to do so.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, that kind of answered number three, so I'm just gonna ask you number two. Like, how would you explain like kind of the authors of the Bible? Like, who do you think like actually wrote
Um, I believe that whether it was people actually named Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, I
it?
do believe that. I guess again, it was people that were divinely inspired.
Do you think that the divine person is God?
No, I do not think that God wrote the Bible. I believe that He inspired the words.
No, that's a good answer.
However, I don't think that God sat down with a pen. I mean,
Yeah.
metaphorically and
Yeah.
obviously, and
Yeah.
wrote the Bible
No, no,
because
no.
I think that there are human flaws in the Bible too.
Okay. And in what ways do you think God reveals Himself to humans?
I think that if you don't look for it, you're probably not going to be revealed to it very often. It's something that you really do have to look for, I guess.
Okay.
And I guess it's not in big picture things like miraculous miracles where you're going to see someone turn water into wine every day. But I do think it's in little things every day that you really got to look for, I guess.
Okay. Sweet. Thanks, Ben.
No problem.